Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're feeling well. Today we are going to celebrate Labor Day. I'm going to give you some history and information about how Labor Day became a holiday, and we're going to sing songs all about working. So we'll go ahead and get started. One disclaimer real quick. I learned quite a few songs for this one, so they're not all going to be perfect. Please forgive me if they're not how you remember them. I'm going to try my best though. But we'll go ahead and get started with our tried and true hellos. So, hail, hail, the gang's all here. What the heck do we care? What the heck do we care? Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What the heck do we care now? Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What the heck do we care? What the heck do we care? Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What the heck do we care now? If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How you do, how you do, how you do? Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band, the grandest band in the land. Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band, spread the welcome mat for you. Now I don't know where you came from, 'cause I don't know where you've been. But it really doesn't matter, grab a chair and fill your platter and dig, dig, dig right in. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How you do, how you do, how you do? How you do, how you do, how you do? You're probably all singing that in your sleep by now, I think. The song I learned for the last video, Accentuate Positive, I literally sing that in my sleep. I cannot get it out of my head. I really enjoy it. I love the lyrics. I think it's really great tune, but I'm starting to kind of hate it too because it just gets stuck. Anyway, some songs do that. They're just earworms. Okay, so we are going to start with a new one I learned. I think it's Tennessee Ernie Ford. 16 tons. Some people say it's made out of mud. Poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. Mine that's weak, but a back's that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, well, bless my soul, you load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning of the drizzling rain. Fighting and trouble are my middle name. I was raised in a canebrake by an old mama lion. Can't high-toned woman can walk the line. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't and a lot of men died. One fist of iron, the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. That's a little depressing. I promise we're going to get a little more cheerful. That's the evolution of Labor Day. Okay, so the origins of Labor Day. During the late 1800s, at the height of the Industrial Revolution in the United States, the average American worked at least 12 hours a day, 7 days a week to survive. And in spite of restrictions in some states, children as young as 5 years old worked in factories and mills doing the same job as adults, but earning only a fraction of adult wages. Unsafe working conditions were the order of the day. Labor unions, although still in their infancy, were becoming stronger, more vocal, and more violent. Unions were organizing strikes and rallies in protest of long hours and poor working conditions in an effort to compel employers to negotiate. One of these rallies was destined to become the first Labor Day parade in the United States. On September 5, 1882, the Central Labor Union in New York City, a large organization made up of members from many local unions, held a working man's holiday. It began with a parade that included 10,000 people, all taking the day off without pay, and ended with a huge picnic in Wendell's Elm Park, the largest park in New York City at that time. The afternoon included speeches from union leadership, live music provided by the Jewelers Union. Newspapers called it a Day of the People. All right, we'll go ahead and go with Loretta Lynn's Coal Miner's Daughter. In a cabin on a hill in Butcher Holler, we were poor, but we had love. That's the one thing that Daddy made sure of. He shoveled coal to make a poor man's dollar. Daddy worked all night at the Van coal mine, all day long in the field of hoeing corn. Mama rocked the baby at night, read the Bible by a coal oil light, and everything would start come break of morn. Daddy loved and raised 8 kids on a miner's pay. Mama scrubbed her clothes on a washboard every day, and I've seen her fingers bleed. To complain there was no need. She'd smile in Mama's understanding way. And in the summertime we didn't have shoes to wear, but in the wintertime we all got a brand new pair. From a mail order catalog, money made by selling a hog. They always managed to get the money somewhere. I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter. I remember well the well where I drew water. The work we'd done was hard. At night we'd sleep 'cause we were tired. Never thought of ever leaving Butcher Holler. A lot of things have changed since way back then, and it's so good to be back home again. Not much left but the floor, nothing is there anymore, except the memories of a coal miner's daughter. Not much left but the floor, nothing is there anymore, except the memory of a coal miner's daughter. And we'll go ahead and do a spiritual that reminded me of this topic, bringing in the sheaves. Sowing in the morning, sowing seeds of kindness, sowing in the noontide and the dewy eve, waiting for the harvest and the time of reaping. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. Sowing in the sunshine, sowing in the shadows, fearing neither clouds nor winter's chilly breeze. By and by the harvest and the labor ended, we shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. Going forth with weeping, sowing for the Master, though the loss sustained our spirit often grieves. When our weeping's over, He will bid us welcome. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. Excuse me. The Working Men's Holiday. Union organization and opposition continued and often erupted in violence, such as at the Haymarket Square riot on May 4th, 1886. On that day, labor unionists rallied to protect the killing of workers by Chicago police. Labor unionists rallied to protest the killing of workers by Chicago police during the strike against the McCormick Reaper Works on the previous day. 7 police officers and 1 worker were killed during the riot, and many others were injured. Several men were arrested and hung, and 1 committed suicide. The violence helped galvanize public opinion for and against labor unions. However, the idea of a working men's holiday became popular in industrial cities across the country. The first state to introduce a legislative bill was New York, but the first state to actually pass a law mandating the celebration of Labor Day was Oregon on February 21st, 1887. Later that year, Colorado, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New York followed. I have a tickle, excuse me. Connecticut, Nebraska, and Pennsylvania were next. By 1894, 23 states had established a Labor Day holiday. Let's do some Harry Belafonte, the Banana Boat song. I'm going to get this tickle out. I apologize. Just sing over it. Day-o, day-o, daylight come and me one go home. Day, me say 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 day-o. Daylight come and me one go home. Work all night on a drink of rum. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Stack banana till morning come. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me one go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and me wanna go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and me wanna go home. A beautiful bunch of ripe banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Hide the deadly black tarantula. Daylight come and we wanna go home. Day-o, day-o. Day-o, daylight come and we wanna go home. Day-o, day-o, daylight come and we wanna go home. Daylight come and we wanna go home. Legislation was passed in 1894. Labor Day was made a national holiday under President Grover Cleveland when Congress passed legislation on June 28, 1894, declaring the holiday to be celebrated on the first Monday in September. Many historians view Cleveland's enactment of the Labor Day legislation as politically motivated. Shocking. The bill had been rushed through Congress and was passed unanimously by both houses 6 days after the president used troops to violently break a railroad strike. Midterm elections were to be held in 1894, and Cleveland hoped that passing the Labor Day legislation would heal his breach with the unions and benefit his political party. In 1989, famous labor organizer and head of the American Federation of Labor, Samuel Gompers, commented that Labor Day was the day for which the toilers in past centuries looked forward, when their rights and their wrongs would be discussed. That the workers of our day may not only lay down their tools of labor for a holiday, but upon which they may touch shoulders in marching phalanx and feel the stronger for it. Okay, we'll do some of the Beatles. It's been a hard day's night. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You know I work all day to get you money to buy you things, and it's worth it just to hear you say you're gonna give me everything. So why on earth should I moan? 'Cause when I get you alone, you know I feel okay. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. So why on earth should I moan? 'Cause when I get you alone, you know I feel okay. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You know I feel alright. Yeah, I feel alright. So who gets the credit for Labor Day? Two men with very similar names vie for the title of founder of Labor Day. One is Peter J. McGuire, McGuire, General Secretary of the Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners, and a co-founder of the American Federation of Labor. 7 years after the first Labor Day parade in 1882, the Union Journal of the Carpenters and Joiners published an article claiming that Peter J. McGuire made the original proposal for the parade in New York and called for a day to be set aside as Labor Day. For some time, it was assumed that McGuire was, in fact, the originator of Labor Day. However, many now believe that Matthew McGuire, McGuire, suggested the holiday. He had been a machinist from the Knights of Labor, later the secretary of Local 344 of the International Association of Machinists in Paterson, New Jersey, and the first secretary of Central Labor Union in New York. A newspaper article written 9 years after the Labor Day parade in New York, entitled Labor Day, Its History and Development in the Land, maintain that McGuire, as Secretary of the Central Labor Union, arranged the parade. 6 years later, the Grand Marshal of the 1882 parade reminisced about how McGuire from the Knights of Labor had suggested the Central Labor Union organize all the unions in New York City for a parade to show the strength and solidarity of the labor movement. In a 1968 speech at the convention of the International Association of Machinists, Secretary of Labor W. Willard Wirtz formally declared, "My decision is that there is no question as to who is the father of Labor Day in this country. Officially, as of this moment, insofar as the Department of Labor is concerned, it is Matt McGuire, machinist." All right, we'll do another song here real quick. This is It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, Jimmy Buffett and Alan Jackson. I'm going to see if I can pull this off. Because I don't sound like Alan Jackson. Sun is hot and that old chip clock is moving slow. So am I. The workday passes like molasses in the winter time. But it's July. I'm getting paid by the hour, and older by the minute. My boss just pushed me over the limit. I like to call him something, I'll just call it a day. Ready? Pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, this lunch break is gonna take all afternoon and half the night. Tomorrow morning I know there'll be hell to pay, but that's alright. Ain't had a day off now in over a year. My Jamaican vacation's gonna start right here. If your phone's for me, you can tell them I've just sailed away. Here we go. Pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I could pay off my tab, put myself in the cab, and be back to work before 2. At a moment like this, I can't help but wonder, what would Jimmy Buffett do? I'd say, pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. Pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm sure you've heard that over and over. Maybe you've been to Margaritaville or something. All right. Let's see. How do you celebrate Labor Day? I know it's going to look different, as all of our holidays have this year, but hopefully, depending on when this airs for you, you were able to get out and appreciate the outdoors. A lot of people consider Labor Day their last chance for a summer getaway or the last weekend of summer. Kids are back in school. Most of the country, kids are back in school in whatever way that looks for them. So there's just less opportunity to be spontaneous. So here's the weekend you can embrace the outdoors. The weather's still nice, hopefully, and you can spend time, gather a picnic and go eat in the park, go camping, find a beach, go hiking, go fishing, enjoy the water, take a boat ride. Who knows? I hope you get to spend the day celebrating in some way. So America's not the only one to celebrate Labor Day. Many other countries have set aside a day to celebrate workers. Labor Day is also celebrated on the first Monday in September in Canada. Australians celebrate Labor Day in March or October, depending on the territory in which they live. In the Bahamas, Labor Day is celebrated on the first Friday of June, and other countries celebrate International Workers' Day, or May Day, on May 1st. So, okay, we will end with 9 to 5, if I can pull it off. This one is Dolly Parton. I think, in my mind, I thought Coal Miner's Daughter was Dolly Parton, but this is the one that's Dolly Parton. I don't think I need this. I don't remember. And stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out in the street the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job, 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, odds all taken and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fat promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. Let you dream just to watch them shatter, but you're just a step on the ladder. You got the dreams he'll never take away. In the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting that day for the ship to come, and then the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taken and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, they got you where they want you. There's a better life and you dream about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. You can spend your life putting money in his pocket. 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taken and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Oh, it's also a little depressing. I hope that's not how you feel about your jobs. I know most of you are retired, and if you're working, it's because you're choosing to work and you enjoy it and you want to get out and continue working, and that's awesome. I hope that you all had great jobs and you never felt that way that Dolly Parton felt. All right, we will end with King of the Road. I think there's a plane flying over, so I'm sorry if that's loud. Trailer for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys an 8-hotel 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means, king of the road. Third boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suit and shoes, I don't pay no union dues. I smoke with stogies I have found, short but not too big around. I'm a man of means, by no means, for rent. Rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys an 8x12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us again today. I say it all the time, but I'm really looking forward to seeing y'all in person and being able to talk about what your traditions are and maybe some of your favorite jobs and maybe your not so favorite jobs. I know I had not so favorite jobs, especially in high school. And college. I had some not so favorite jobs in college too. But anyway, I look forward to hearing your stories and hearing about your lives. And I hope that day is coming sooner rather than later. So if there's anything I can do to help you be well, as always, let me know. I will do what I can. Have a great day and enjoy the weather. I'll see you later.